Hi there, it's Dale back from Spartan Racing. So I've been asked a couple of questions as to why I went from Fanatec DD2 to the SimiCube Pro 2. I want to try and be sort of as concise as I can about the reasons behind it. This wasn't a going for an upgrade. This was more of a sideways move. The reason being was I did have some issues with my DD2. I originally purchased the DD2 on pre-order when it first came out and had it for around 6 months, everything working really well. Then one day I had an issue where the fans in the unit just would not, they just wouldn't turn off. They were just running really, really loud the whole time. And I contacted Fanatec and they sort of said to me, hey, look, turn it off, turn it back on again, usual PC stuff, I guess. And I did that, and when I did turn it back on and started running it, I actually noticed a little bit of smoke coming out the back of the unit, and it turned out that the motor had was burning out. So quickly turned it all back off again. Contacted them, packed it up, sent it up to them. They had a look at it, sent me a brand new base. This happened within a space of probably about a week and a half, so that was really quick. From that point, I got a new base, and that was running well. And I was running the 2018 limited edition Formula wheel, the one with the sort of yellow carbon fibre on it. And I was running okay for probably maybe 6 or 9 months. Then all of a sudden one day, everything just seemed to turn off. When I say turned off, the base was still running, the car wheels were still turning, but I couldn't use any of the buttons, the paddle shifters or any of the buttons on the screen. And I thought, this is really strange. So I did a couple of restarts and it started working again. And then after this, it did it again the following day. And then I did another restart and it didn't do it again for probably a couple of weeks. And then it started doing it every day. So I contacted them again and they said to send the base in. So I sent it in and had a look at it, and they said they couldn't really find anything, but they did change some PCBs and a couple of internal components. Got the base back, it was running okay for maybe a couple of weeks, then started doing it all over again. So more discussions with them, and they told me to send it back, and I sent it back, and they replaced it with another brand new base. So another new base turned up, plugged that in, that was going okay for a few months. Probably about maybe 6 months, and then again the same thing happened again, and I thought, oh, this is crazy. So in the interim, what I did is I took the F1 wheel off and put my BMW Club Sports wheel on, and that was working absolutely fine, no dramas whatsoever. So I thought, well, maybe it's the wheel. Put the V2 wheel back on again, and it's, after a few days it started happening again. So we thought, oh, maybe it's the wheel. But what it ended up being is the electronics in the wheel are a lot more complicated than the electronics in the Club Sports wheel. So I sent the wheel back and the base back, and they ended up replacing the wheel with a brand new wheel. Obviously, they keep a certain amount of in stock for warranty claims, and sent my base back and sent a brand new wheel and put that on, and that was running okay for a little while, probably another couple of months, and then it started happening again. So again, sent the base back, and they sent me another brand new base, and that was running probably good for about 12 months, and I was going along fine. And then all of a sudden, about, I would say 3 or 4 weeks ago, it did it again, and I thought, oh no, here we go. So I did the same thing, turned the wheel off, turned it back on again, and it was running okay for a while. Then the following day, well, not a while, probably the following week, sorry, the same thing happened, and then the same thing happened the day after, and I thought, nah, that's it, I just can't do this anymore. So I contacted them, they told me to send it in, they would have a look at it or replace it with a new base, and I said, respectfully, I don't think I can keep doing this anymore. So they refunded the money, and that's when I made the decision to make the change over to SimiCube. Now, when the base was working, it was fantastic. I, again, was not upgrading for the sake of upgrading. I was changing for the sake of wanting something that hopefully will be, um, I'll not be experiencing the issues that I've been experiencing over the last sort of 3 or so years. So it's the DD2 base, like I say, when it was working was absolutely brilliant. It's force feedback, the fidelity, the way it felt when you were actually, driving with it. It's really good. I can't fault uh, the performance of it in that respect. The issues I had were probably pretty rare, um, and I know I've seen a couple of posts on some of the forums where a couple of people have sort of suffered a similar issue. Whether they're still having the issue or not, I don't know. But I just got to the point where it was time to make a move. I just couldn't keep the investment in this going. The SimuCube 2 Pro is it's amazing. It's a very different feel. The DD2 was a very sort of snappy, aggressive feel about it, the way I had it set up, where the SimuCube 2 is a very smooth, very refined feeling through the bass, and that's where I'm trying to sort of work the difference, because I like a bass with a bit more sort of snap and a bit more sort of road feel. So it's taken me a little while of playing around with the settings. There's a lot of settings in the SimCube to sort of get those similar types of feelings, and I'm starting to get there. I'm pretty well there now. I'm getting a really nice feel through it, and I must admit I am more than happy with the way the SimuCube is working. It really is an incredible piece of hardware. Now, so people have asked the question, should I buy SimuCube? Should I buy DD2? I'm not going to answer that, because my experience with the DD2 was an unfortunate one in the respect of a few issues, but the experience of when everything was working fine was absolutely incredible. So you just have to take, I guess, what I'm saying here with a grain of salt. If you're happy with what you've got and it's working for you, then that's fantastic. If you've got a DD2 and you're thinking of, say, upgrading to a SimuCube, think about it, because if you're just doing it because you think it's an upgrade, I don't think that's the case. If you're doing it because you want a different feel, you want it to be more, I guess, smoother, more progressive, more refined, then sure. But I wouldn't just go, selling a perfectly working DD2 to change over if there isn't a compelling reason to do so. Now, outside of that, I've been exceptionally happy. The support from Brett and his team at HRS has been absolutely incredible. Those guys, they're second to none when it comes to customer service and customer support. And that's another reason why I wanted to, I chose SimuCube over some of the other options that were available, purely because the equipment that I've bought from HRS in the past has been really well supported, and they go over and above to make sure that you get 100% customer satisfaction. So, like I said, I just wanted to fill in the blanks as to why the change. I've been asked this question a lot, and I just wanted to be as honest as I could be with what happened, so that you guys have got another source of information as to what decisions you might want to make. Anyway, thanks for listening, and good luck, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.